This is the Padua Podcast Network. Running a Fever, episode 121, Tom Brady's TB12 Diet, Part 2. Welcome to Running a Fever. My name is Michael Davis. I love my life so much that I want to make it last as long as possible. But not only do I want to add years to my life, I want to add life to my years. If you feel the same way, or you want to feel the same way, come on along, we'll get there together. And this podcast is about health, your fitness, diet, and medicine, and how to use all these to have a wonderful, active life. I've got so much going on right now. I am wonderfully busy, and I love it. So we're continuing today in part 2 of our discussion of Tom Brady's TB12 diet, which is outlined in the book, The TB12 Method, and it's part of an overall health and fitness plan that is apparently the secret to at least the physical aspect of Tom Brady's long history of top-level success. So we left off talking about the concept of pH balance in your body, and the fact that Tom, recommends 80% alkalizing foods and 20%, only no more than 20% of acidifying foods. So what kind of foods are we talking about here? You're aiming for a pH balance of 7, which is exactly balanced between alkaline and acidic. In general, vegetables are alkalizing, meat is acidifying, but he also includes a kind of a short list of foods, and some of these are quite surprising. But again, I've never divided foods into these two groups, and so the whole thing is surprising, I guess, but here they are. So here are the alkalizing foods in alphabetical order. He alphabetized the alkalizing foods. Artichokes, beets, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, carrots, cauliflower, chicory, cucumbers, dandelion greens, escarole or endive, endive, not sure how you want to pronounce it, the green beans, lettuce except iceberg lettuce, potatoes, red cabbage, spinach, squash, sweet peppers, sweet potatoes, vegetables made in a juicer, yams, and zucchini. Now I thought yams were the same thing as sweet potatoes, but 6 of one, half dozen of the other, I think, but something I need to research for the next time I revisit this topic. And here is the short list of acidifying foods: beef, black currants, butter, cheese, chickpeas, cold cuts, crayfish, hazelnuts, herring, kiwis, lobster, mackerel, mandarin oranges, millet, nectarines, oranges, peanuts, pecans, pineapples, pistachio nuts, pork, pumpkin seeds, raspberries, red currants, salmon, soybeans, strawberries, sunflower seeds, walnuts, white bread, white rice, white wheat, and yogurt. So yeah, pretty surprising. Again, it's not that all acidifying foods are bad. After all, chickpeas contain plenty of good protein and fiber and vitamins. Peanuts contain, a lot of vitamin E and B that you need. There's a lot of fruits on there. So these are just a way for you to understand what you're eating, and it doesn't seem to be a lot that you can say, except for meat and dairy are definitely acidifying foods. So that is a short list, and that gives you sort of a starting point to looking at your diet and determining what fits into these two categories. Another concept I didn't talk about earlier. Good morning. And by the way, it's getting warmer. Feels warmer anyway. I'm, of course, obviously warmed up. The sun is out in full force today, not a cloud in the sky. And it has remained calm and not quite as windy as it was last time. So I'm feeling a lot better. I'm taking my gloves off. And I'm going to get sweaty in the 4 layers of clothing that I have on. But that's okay. Going to cross some snow on the trail here. It's interestingly on both sides of the tree break here before I get to the disc golf course. So one concept that I didn't mention in the basic concepts at the beginning is combinations of foods. And I've heard of this before, but I haven't found a way and haven't started implementing this necessarily in my life, in my diet, getting the right combinations of foods, but interesting to see that. And I was happy to see that both beef and potatoes are acidifying, so we can have a steak and baked potato and not be in violation of Tom's diet. So meat in particular needs an acidic environment, and carbohydrates need an alkalizing environment in order to properly digest. So you don't want to sort of cross those two foods very much. The good news is that, for example, you wouldn't want to have, your cheeseburger. It has acidifying foods, and it's got, your wheat bread on it, so wheat bun or something. I guess you could have a white bun without violating this principle. Vegetables can be eaten with either. So he does say that vegetables are alkalizing in general, but he says, eat vegetables with either carbs or meats, either alkalizing or acidifying foods. He also said that drinking water during meals interferes with digestion. And this is kind of intuitive, actually. The more water you drink, you sort of spread around all those foods and disperse them and make a bigger volume of the same thing. So even though it's good to drink plenty of water, he says stop drinking water half an hour before your meal. Let your food digest. And obviously, liquids help in the eating process and helping us to easily consume food. So it's not that you have to avoid it completely, but certainly limit it, and don't just drink a lot during your meal or immediately before it. So those are some of the principles of Tom Brady's TB12 diet. Now this book is very interesting. It's not your typical diet, or nutrition, or exercise book. Definitely unexpected. You get new information here, so it's very interesting. And I always hear birds in the winter, and I've had listeners to come and tell me exactly what birds I'm hearing. These sound like some angry birds. Hope they're not angry at me. So there's also information in the book on supplementation. There's a grocery list and recipes, and we'll be talking more about this in the future, definitely. You can get the book through a link in the show notes and on the shop page at runningfever.com. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you've got the fever, keep it. If you don't have it, get it. And go Patriots in the Super Bowl. And we'll talk to you next time on Running Fever.